Hi there, I'm Dan Weedin. Welcome to my weekly, or I guess almost weekly, Unleashed live event, Weedin Unleashed here on my Google Hangout. I apologize for being a few minutes late. Apparently I had a new Firefox come up that it required a new plugin, and I didn't know that. So those are one of those technological things that you find out at the last minute. Regardless, here I am. Thank you for joining me, whether you're on with us live or you are watching this at a later time on my YouTube channel. I appreciate you taking the time to spend some time with me. As I mentioned, I am a weekly broadcaster on this, although last week I was on a road trip across country, and I haven't figured out how to do this online outside of my desktop. So missed last week, but we're back on schedule. And today our topic is going to be similar to what I've done in the past. I'm taking the extra points version of this morning's extra points. I hope some of you are subscribing to that. And we're going to spend just a few minutes talking about this. We might have a light group today. It is the week after the 4th of July. And here in the United States, of course, a lot of people traveling during the summer. So we'll go for a little bit here. We'll chat, and if nobody joins us, then I hope that some of you out there watching later on will gain benefit from it. So today's extra points actually came as a result of my cross-country drive last week. I spent 7 days, went through 11 states, and logged 3,004 driving miles coming back from Steubenville, Ohio with my oldest daughter, who was a recent master's graduate, or graduate from her school back in Ohio. And she had a brand new car and a new job back home, and so we took the trek in the new car. It's a Honda CR-V, and headed back, not quite a direct route. Had a couple of different stops that we made along the way. But we took a route back, 3,004 miles as it turned out, back home. Well, ironically, as we went over the mountains, the Cascade Mountains in Washington that separates eastern and western Washington, we were well on our way home, and I certainly knew the way. But I always like having the GPS on because I like to know, about how long it is before we get home. And so I had the GPS on, but I really wasn't paying that much attention to it. We got short of about an hour away, or actually about a half an hour away from Tacoma. And the regular route I was taking, all of a sudden the GPS told me, take this exit. Well, it wasn't the right exit. I'm kind of thinking to myself, now why would she, of course it's a she, it's a female voice, why would she send me that way? That's odd. And I said, I'm going to ignore that. Well, again, it kept coming up, take this exit, take this exit. And I kept ignoring. In fact, she was irritating me a little bit, and I started to have some fun and jest and talking with my daughter and saying, I'm just going to ignore her. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Well, she had the last laugh. As I went up the hill on the highway I was on, about ready to merge onto Interstate 5 that would take me through Tacoma and then home, we hit a major traffic jam. Well, of course, it was the Thursday before the 3-day weekend for the 4th of July. It was the 3rd of July, and even though it was still pretty early in the afternoon, there was a lot of traffic. Turns out that the GPS, as I could now see, sensed that. The GPS that my daughter had senses traffic problems, and what she was trying to do was send me in a different direction to avoid problems. By the time I figured it out, it was too late. May have ended up costing me 30 or 45 minutes, but more than anything, it cost me a lot of frustration because after driving 75 and 80 miles an hour across the Midwest, all of a sudden I was going at a snail's pace. The moral of the story is this. For me, I didn't listen to the GPS, and the GPS knew better because it had the sensory perception to tell me that there was traffic up ahead and I would be much better served going a different route. I didn't listen, and it cost me time. The same can happen to all of us in business if we don't have a coach or a mentor. I've been mentored and coached for the last 6 years by Alan Weiss. He's kind of the rock star of consulting, and if you're in the consulting business, You know about Alan, and I've been working with him for years, and he's led me down many a good course over the years, and still continues to. In fact, he will be my mentor from here on in. That was my decision, and I made that move several years ago to ensure that. So I know that no matter what happens in my career, what direction I want to take, or what advice I need, I have instant access through Alan to be able to do that. What about you? It doesn't matter if you're a consultant or an entrepreneur, a business owner, a professional, whatever your line of business is, my guess is that you can always use help. You can always use somebody to bounce ideas off of. You can use somebody to get a second opinion on. You can use someone if you're just plain lost and you don't have any GPS and you don't even know how to get back to the main road. That's what the value of having a coach and a mentor is, or a coach or a mentor. In fact, in many situations, actually, I'll put it to you this way, and again, beautiful live TV, I won't edit this out. We're raw and unedited. The most successful people out there in a business standpoint all utilize at some level a coach or a mentor. That's what got them there, and that's what keeps them there. I found the biggest speed bump for entrepreneurs and executives to getting coaches or mentors is, quite frankly, I'll break them down to three things. Number one is they don't understand how the process works. They've never had one. They don't know how to use a coach. They wouldn't know what to ask from the very beginning, which is exactly why you need a coach. But they don't know how to use. So there's some ignorance there. And ignorance is not a bad word. It just means they don't really know. The second is a little bit more of arrogance. And it comes about, and I see it a lot in entrepreneurs, because entrepreneurs are visionary folks who are doers and thinkers, and they are people who charge ahead. And they'll say, hey, I've done this on my own. I don't need any help. They may not say it exactly like that, but that's really what comes across. I can do this on my own. I don't need any help. Well, my great friend Patricia Fripp, who is a world-class speaker and coach for speakers, has always said you can't be brilliant by yourself. And I'm a big believer in that. No matter where you are in your life and in your career, even if you've been there 30 years or whether it's only 3 months, you always need somebody. You always need somebody to help you gain a perspective, to help you gain some knowledge and really a self-assessment. It's hard to do on your own. You know, I coach and mentor a lot of people, and it's a different thing for me than coaching or mentoring myself. I can't do that. That's why I have Alan. That's why I have accountability partners that I work with. That's why I've set up a team so that I'm not a lone wolf, that I'm not just making decisions off the cuff, and I'm getting some help when help is needed. I'm getting back on track, or I'm going down the right road because I'm using help. Entrepreneurs and executives, consultants and speakers, you also need coaches. You also need mentors. You also need that GPS to help guide you along the way, especially when you don't know that you're running right into a traffic jam. So that was my point for today. I don't have anybody on today. I guess that's the reality. That's the truth. Like I said, it's just like I was last week. I couldn't make my own session, so that happens at times. But the beauty of technology is we'll have this forever on YouTube, and you can watch this over and over again if you'd like. So the point of today, the moral of the story is this: if you're driving down that road to success, and you don't know there's a traffic jam ahead, it's going to slow you down. It's going to cause you frustration. It might even cause you a lot of money. If you are using a coach and mentor to help you bypass those, to find the alternate routes, to get you someplace faster, and to be there for you, that's what you should be doing. I'm a believer that every successful, and I'm talking successful entrepreneur and executive, everyone needs some level of coaching. That's what you need to seek out. What should you be looking for in a coach? You should be looking for somebody who's done what you want to do. Number one, there's a lot of people out there who are coaches. Some might not be as good for you as others. So do your own work. What do you know about the person that you're asking to coach? What's their experience coaching? Have you seen some of the testimonials and the references from these people for what kind of results are their clients getting from them? You should be asking that type of question. If you need a coach to help you write a book, your coach should have written and published, not just self-published, but commercially published books. If you're looking for a coach to help you become a better speaker, they should be a speaker on a national or international level. They should be able to show that. What kind of access do you want to them? Are you going to be able to access them immediately and get a rapid response, or do they take too long to get back to you? Look, coaching and mentoring is all about what is the knowledge that you're going to be getting, how do you know it's credible, and how accessible will these people be to you? I think all those are important aspects, and that's why Alan was the perfect and is the perfect coach and mentor for me. So you need to find one for yourself as well. So let me see, we've been at this about 15 minutes. Again, I don't have anybody on, so I can't take any questions or field any comments. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wish you a very happy week. I will be back again, even though I'm flying to New York next week. It's at the end of the day, so my normal noon Pacific time Weedin Unleashed will be live and going. So I hope you will join us and join in our conversation and the topics of discussion then. By the way, visit my website at danweedin.com. You'll learn more about ways that you can follow me for free on my blogs and on Twitter. Take a look at the books I've got. My blog site is weedin360.com. So with that, I want to, again, thank you for being part of this, for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you again at the next Weedin Unleashed next Monday at noon Pacific. Ciao.